Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Monday afternoon? You know, and actually, it's supposed to be spring because it's like April 15th, but it sure feels like, if I may channel my patronizing Democrat routine, it sure feels like fall. Let me go ahead and set things up and ask, how y'all doing today? Doing good, fine, fantastic. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you had a wonderful first day of the week. Monday, despite it having negative connotations, is, it's Monday, so it's the start of work week, so that that might not always be everyone's cup of tea, but another way to look at it is that it's another fresh week to get things done. Although, of course, Freelancer Joe starts on Sunday, his week. So, but I commiserate because I have empathy. I'm a very empathetic individual, not pathetic, empathetic. Big difference. Big difference. Although I imagine I have been called pathetic before too. Have I? I don't think I've ever actually been called pathetic before. Now that I'm posting things on the internet, though, I'm sure some people are going to call me pathetic, so hey. Believe it or not, I've been called worse. To my face. Multiple times. It happens. As they say, it is the burden of greatness to be misunderstood. To be hated. Boy. Oh boy. It sounds like I'm having a good Monday, doesn't it? Doesn't it really sound like I'm having a really good Monday? Here's a hint. I'm not. Yes, this is my coping mechanism of laughing at things. Well, and now my ability to look at things from multiple viewpoints kind of makes me want to walk back that statement just a little bit. But yeah, it started off quite mild this morning. A little drizzly, but reasonable temperature. But man, the wind kicked up and it got cold. I mean, not freezing cold, but it does feel like winter, to be completely honest. All right, so what do we have here? We're in my projects directory for your UI stuff, and we have, as you can see, we've got this little notification. I did an update. And this was the template sidebar project, which we built a distributable version of, and we did distribute it. So we were in the middle of making distributables for all those other things. But we're going to take a break first, and we are going to come up with a list of to-do things. To do. Now, there's reasons for this. Before I go into that, though, let me explain that. In a professional environment, you typically use an issue management tracking application. I think I may have mentioned this before. Something like Jira, or I've actually noticed a lot more advertisements on YouTube for issue management tracking things. The thing is, Jira was, I guess, probably originally for software development, but now they've kind of they're making specialized versions for like business flow and stuff. It's okay, fine. But why don't I use one? Well, it's great if you're coordinating among a team, and if you have a deadline of things you need to get done. But one, this is just myself, and two, until I get work, I really don't have a deadline for getting things done. And three, there are multiple benefits to using an issue management tracking thing. One is keeping track of stuff getting done. Two is making sure you don't have overlapping things, or you more like kind of the first one where you're making sure things are getting done. And three, it's accountability. Actually, you have visibility to what the people on the team are doing. And so, you can kind of keep track of who's doing work and who's not doing work. Now, typically you would use that to kind of weed out the non-performers, but really it just means they assign work more to the people that are getting things done. Unfortunately, typically the people that are getting things done are stupid enough to to keep getting things done. Uh, but again, it doesn't really apply to me because one, it's a team of one, so I don't have to coordinate with anybody. Two, I don't really have a deadline, and three, the accountability. I have to hold myself accountable anyway, so I don't really need the software to do it. And number four is it's a significant amount of overhead, really. There is in a discipline, if not an art, to managing things that particular way. If you have a good Scrum Master or a good manager, you can do wonders with something like that. There's a big if, though. And even if you had that if, that's one if, you need the people working it, which is the other if, and then you need the if of a customer who actually knows what they want. So, yeah. You know, the dogs have kind of laid off the barking a little bit, but they scramble around a lot more now. Alright, so we're coming up with a list of things. And we're doing a to-do list as opposed to issue management tracking. I'm mixing up those words. And the reason I'm coming up with this list is because, as you can tell by how I'm tripping over my words, I'm not exactly at 100% right now. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't know how I made it through the workday, made it home. And as you can no doubt tell by the jackness, I actually did manage to do training too. And now I have to muscle through and do this. But I'm not going to be really, really productive at actually getting useful stuff done, which I suppose is fortunate that I'm doing upgrades or building distributables, which is rote mechanical work. But just because my brain isn't firing on all, how many cylinders do I want to say my brain has? I'm not going to say how many cylinders my brain has. I'll just say it's not firing on all cylinders. It doesn't mean, for example, that I don't have ideas popping in and out that I want to keep track of. So number one, we're going to need to build the distributables, right? And we already did sidebar, so now we need Pure, Parallax, my website, and the Bell Music School, right? We got Pure, we got Parallax, FJ, and Bella. We already did demo, but we don't actually use demo. We don't host demos, so that was kind of pointless, but we did finish up sidebar. Alright, so that's that. Okay, number two. I noticed that, actually, before I even go to the number, well, what I was just about to say, I remembered another thing I wanted to say, which was use free FJ logo for missing icon. Whenever you look at my console and if I have logging, you'll see that it says 404 because it's looking for an image. It's a little image they show up in the browser tab to denote the page. And I left some old value there and I never bothered to fill it in or use an actual icon. So we can have to make my logo the size of the correct size for the icon, and then we'll use that. Alright. Now that I think about it, that means I'm going to have to rebuild the distributables again. Alright. Number three. This I noticed when I did the demo and realized that I wasn't actually, hosting it. I could probably go ahead and host the demo and add a link on my website, the Freelancer website, under portfolio. Of course, now that I say that, is it really a demo? Or is it more like a sandbox where I play with things? If I wanted it to be a demo, I'd have to actually kind of put text on there to kind of explain what's going on. So maybe that's a multi-step process. But I think it might be worthwhile because it helps expand the portfolio. Granted, whenever I do things in the demo, though, it means I have to re-upload it, but that's the point in building a portfolio. You got to have more and more things available. Alright, so demo. So let me see. The first thing we want to do is add explanations to what's going on. So that means kind of a page rework. Then we'll need to deploy distributable. And then we'll need to add a link to the FJ to my home site. And then we'll have to redeploy the FJ distributable. We'll be doing that a lot lately. If I was smart, I'd kind of put off on that, because the uploads are what will count against me as far as Amazon's charging. Okay, so that's number 3. Okay, number 4 could be number 4 and 5. So I've mentioned before then that the other 2 ideas I was thinking about working on was building a website for me and my honey bunny. I know, it's cute. But that also would be something that could be of use for my portfolio. It might even be better than the demo, for example, because I can kind of create an actual use case for a web application. I have to think about it, but I mean, probably things I could do. I have that calendar, for example, in my demo, so I could pull that out. And it'd just be a good thing to have, you know? Not a good thing to have, a nice thing to have. A nice thing to have. So we got, what do I want to say? Personal website? Couples website? Yeah, let's say couples website. I mean, we got the basic layout. And then we'll need the, well, pretty much all of these, really. Distributable, add link, FJ distributable. This is really kind of a multi-step process, because I'll come up with the layout and an idea of how I want it to work. Then I got to bounce it back and forth with my honey bunny about what she wants in there, what she doesn't want in there. I'm not sure if she'll really have any strong ideas, but yeah, she might. She might. Refinement. And then, likewise, we need my honey bunny's side gig website. Side gig. Did I spell that right? I spelled that right. Alright. So for now, that is fairly decent to do, unless something else pops up. Distributables, I should finish before, I want to say, what's today? Monday? Oh, yeah, I should finish it by Wednesday, maybe Thursday at the latest. The FJ logo, because I have to do that on my host OS, not the guest OS. So, yeah. Well, we'll see. Demo, yeah. Okay, all right. So that is, we're gonna call this save. To-do.txt. Alright, and so now we're working on Pure. So, let's go ahead and change to cdui-template-pure. That's the French way. Oh, I saw a picture of that Notre Dame, the Cathedral of Notre Dame burned. It seems like a tragedy. I warned them about playing my mixtape, though. I doubt anybody who's listening is going to pick that one up. Alright, so now we have a Pure open, so let's start it up. And give it a whirl. Well, that's gone. Let's see how quickly that one comes up. It should be fast. If I remember correctly, sidebar came up real quick. While it's doing that, we got to start with the phones. Yep. I know most people, they can't go, without like 30 seconds without clutching at their phones. Not me, not me. But there are some people that prefer to reach me via this method. And so since I need to stay reachable, that's what it is. That's what it is. Alright, so that was fairly quick. But it's still got to come up in the browser. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Home came up just fine. Control-Shift-K for the web console. Nice. Alright, alright, alright. No warnings. This is all we're checking. Oh yeah, so the 2 hours of sleep. I'm sure you're thinking, Freelancer Joe, were you hitting the bottle again? It's like, no. No, I was not. I exercised remarkable restraint and self-control when it came to that particular vice of mine. I unfortunately did not exercise that same level of restraint and discipline when it came to another vice of mine, which was binge watching TV. Oh my. Where's the X? Where's the X? There's the X. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we got no warnings. That's fine. Fine. That's exactly what we wanted. No warnings. Duh. No warnings, no errors. That's good. And so now all we gotta do is change the log level to Webpack comment. Config, my man. Oh, now email too. Yeah. Alright, that's email, text message, and Facebook messages. Oh, I'm so popular. Alright, and we're gonna go from debug to warn again, so that it will only log warn messages or higher. Run it again. And while it's doing that, let's check the phones. I hope this isn't too rude. Yeah. Well, I mean, not, yeah, I got a message. Messages from two very important people in my life. And then an email that I already checked. And a story that Google keeps trying to push on me for whatever reason. Actually, I can't remember the last time I watched a YouTube video on that thing. Alright, so this is back up. We're going to check if we have that's not good. It showed me this. It should not have showed me that. Or maybe it was a holdover because the other thing was still open. I'll take that risk. Alright, so now let's build the distributable. Stop that. And to build it, we do npm run build. If I remember that correctly. Alright. And we'll go ahead and open up the distribute folder where this thing will build. As you can see, it's not there anymore, and it should come back in just a second. So what was I binge watching? Um, One Piece. One Piece. Japanese animated series based on a manga, I believe. I am on episode 30 something, and they are currently up to episode like 800. Funnily enough, a few years ago, I actually got like the first DVD, which had like 4 or 5 episodes on it, and I watched it, and I didn't really feel it. But now that I have a Funimation subscription, and they have 800 episodes on there, I was like, let me give it another shot. And I watched those episodes again, and I remembered some of them, and I already didn't remember some of the other ones. I'm like, okay, this explains why I wasn't so hooked on it. But you gotta give it a little bit more time, and then it starts kind of sinking into you a little bit. And that was part of my problem, why I felt the need to binge. Alright, so the build came through. Let's look at the distribute. Index.html. So it'll come up, but the style will be a little bit messed up, which is fine. As you can see, because the little bars are there. That's okay. Open up the console again. But yeah, just between you and me, after I finish recording this, processing it, and uploading it, and having dinner, straight to sleep. Unless I start watching more One Piece. But I think my body's smart enough to say, hey, you're going to sleep. Okay, yeah, we see no logging. No logging. No logging. No logging. Alright, so our distributable looks good. Good. Now we're going to have to upload it. So we go to AWS. And we sign in. Da 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 da. Never save. Alright, this was S3. Then go to the S3 bucket. For those of you who speak Tagalog, that means why. And for those of you who don't speak Tagalog, that means why. Bucket. Alright, template pure. Alright, here we go. Last update is September 2nd. October 29th. We already have the style sheet. I have not changed that. So we just need... I don't think... Oh no, we did change index. We did change index because of that rel attribute on the style sheet. So we're going to go ahead and upload these 3. Upload. It is uploaded. And we're going to get rid of this because we do not need this anymore. Alright. And let's go verify then. No, not permissions. Management. I think it's management. There's a properties. It's properties. Now the cool thing about S3 is you can do a whole versioning thing too. So, if you put up something there that you didn't want, it's really easy to revert back. Kind of hacky in comparison to, say, an actual software process handled by like Git or something, and really what I should do. Once I have it the way I want it, I check it into Git and I tag it, and then I check out the tagged version and I build the distributable from that, and that's what I upload. And if I was really professional, I would have a whole integrated continuous integration process going on. But alright, static website hosting. Now we're gonna go. I always click on that. I actually want to click on this. So this should come up now. So we see the styles are fine. That's fine. Control Shift K. And no logging. No logging. No logging. No logging. Not so good. Let's go to Twitter just for the heck of it. And no logging. Alright, so now we have upgraded. Not upgraded. We have deployed a production level version of my Pure template. Alright. Alright, that is bueno. That is bueno. So we'll go ahead and log out of this, because we don't need that anymore. And go back to here. Drop that log level back to debug, because if I make changes, I want to remember that. And that's another thing about the, if I had like a continuous integration build process going, when you kick it off, it would change its value automatically if you set it up right. As you know, going through that whole process, what does that really buy me? How much does that really buy me? Let's start it up again. It should be perfectly fine. And since I haven't changed the code, there's no need for me to no need for me to go ahead and check it back in to get. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, did I log out of AWS? Okay, yes I did. Yes I did. I do my best to try to manually log out rather than wait for the sessions to expire. I do my best, but that doesn't always mean my best is good enough. Oh, 2 hours of sleep. What was I thinking? Hey, I had to know if Nami was going to get out okay. And for those of you who watch the series, this involves the whole Arlong thing. The first time, at least. There's probably other times. Maybe, I don't know. And it's hard to tell if they kill characters or not. Sometimes. Control Shift K. We should have our logging back. We got our logging back. Yes, yes, yes. And all the links still work. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, alright, alright. So I think that's good. That's a naturally good stopping point. Let's double check. Yeah, up to date, so we're fine. It's a great stopping point, I think, and we'll make sure to update to do, because we got that. And so, save it. Make me front and center again. And yeah, I'll wrap this one up for now. Cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggestions. Hope you join me tomorrow, where we move on with the to-do list. I should be able to knock out at least 2 of those, unless I feel like kvetching about something. Well, hopefully I do have something to kvetch about. I should have kvetched today about taxes, because today was the 15th. Oh well, maybe I'll just kvetch tomorrow. Maybe I'm just in denial again. But, like I said, I hope you join me tomorrow, and if not, I hope you join me soon, eventually, and until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care, and God bless.